Hello guys, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about steampunk artefacts, making them. Now, I'm a strong believer in anything is an artefact if you put it in a little wooden box. As some of my friends will say, I am notorious for accumulating little wooden boxes from charity shops and car boot sales. So we're going to look at 4 very different pieces today. We'll actually go through them in the order that I made them. That's probably easiest. The first one we're going to look at is this. Now this I found the box before I knew what I was going to put in it. So this is a little slide-topped box with some, I believe it is Korean writing on it. It might be Chinese, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not an expert on that. I've added quite a few labels to the side of it, and then I've added a little artefact inside, and the little artefact is a copper riveted egg. Now this is very simply one of those like bouncy ball eggs that you occasionally see, and the copper is just copper slug tape, which I have then riveted by just putting it on a piece of cardboard and embossing it from the back with a ballpoint pen. Now you put that into that little box and you look inside, and of course you've got a little bit of packaging in there with a little copper egg. The paper on here is all tea-stained paper. A lot of the graphics, like the Ringwood Commission logos here, were made on the computer, just in Microsoft Word for that, to be honest. You don't necessarily have to have Photoshop or anything. Again, on this side, this is a bit of an in-joke for anybody that was at the University of Sheffield, the Red Myers storage facility. Now, Red Myers was actually the main computer server at the University of Sheffield, so a little bit of an in-joke there for anybody that was at university there. All the withdrawn, confidential, strictly confidential type stamps that are on here are actual rubber stamps. I just bought quite a lot. That's another thing I do seem to accumulate, is rubber stamps. There are various printed effects you can get to do them. Personally, I don't think any of them look quite as good as the real thing. So yeah, that's artifact number 1. This is a small copper egg that was of, shall we say, Oriental origin in a small wooden box. Artifact number 2 is another little wooden box which contains what I'm styling as the world's smallest Raygun. This was actually in the Great Exhibition in 2018 at the Asylum. Didn't win anything, but it was a bit of a joke entry, to be honest. So that is just a little tiny water pistol painted with grey car primer, silver bottle paint from the works, and then coloured in details with gold and bronze Sharpies. Now, it doesn't work as a water pistol anymore because unfortunately it's cracked, but it makes quite a nice little sort of Buck Rogers style miniature ray gun, which is just another nice little artefact. Again, you put it in a wooden box. I think this is actually a soap box. All the graphics, again, just done on the computer. Think these were actually possibly done in Photoshop. I'm not sure. I can't remember. They might have just been done in Microsoft Word, because there's just a lot of text on them. Next one to look at is my Philosopher's Stone. Now, this is a very fancy little box. Again, I just found the box in a charity shop. Added a lining using some lining type fabric. And then it's just kitchen towel for the padding, and just double wrapped over a piece of cardboard and glued with contact adhesive, just Yoo-Hoo or Boss Stick sort of contact adhesive. The Philosopher's Stone itself is sort of translucent red. It's actually glass, because what it is a lump of artificial coal for a sort of 1970s electric fire. But I'm in good company here, because I believe that's how they actually made the Philosopher's Stone for the Harry Potter film, was a lump of red glass. So genuine in some ways. Final artifact is this. Now, this is a box from Nauticalia. Something else that I have somewhere came in it. I didn't buy it straight from Nauticalia. That's far too expensive. It came from a car boot sale. Now, the box I refitted out. This is some like mock velvet. It's a sofa fabric sample. The artifact itself, I don't actually know what this is. Comments if anybody does know. I found it in a charity shop. It cost me, I think, about £1.50. It might be old. It might be not very old. It might be just some souvenir, but it has some quite nice detailing on it. And you put it in this little box, and it does look like a vaguely sort of occult artifact, especially when you add a sheet of runic lettering into the lid. So this is the little piece of runic lettering that went with this. Now, this is all hand done with a pencil onto a piece of, it's actually an old flyleaf from an old book. So it is genuine old paper. And this was done very much in the style of the replica Necronomicon pages that are sold by the H.P. Lovecraft Society. Very much in that style, but most of the runes I just completely made up. There's quite a few mathematical operators in there. There are quite a few other very spurious runes. I think somewhere in there there's a few British Rail station sign logos in there. But all of this was just drawn in pencil. Some of it, as you can see, is like done like sort of rubbings off the actual artifact. And then some of it's drawn, some of the symbols, like little beaked serpents off the artifact. And yes, so that just adds to the fact that this is some sort of piece of occult artifact, especially when it's put into a little wooden box like this. Just sits in a display cabinet, but looks so much more than it is. So hopefully, guys, that's inspired a few of you to create a few artifacts in a sort of steampunk style. Please, I can't produce these videos regularly. I produce them when I can, when I have time. I prefer to spend my time making things. So please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. That way I know people like this content and I can put some effort in and produce some more videos. So subscribe to the channel, that way you won't miss anything. And thank you very much for watching.